why don't we start with the Heart of the Dragon people? Tell us a little bit about how you came to the project and how the story came together and what some of your challenges were in making this film.
Sure. So this is the first episode, and hopefully we'll be doing more of this. But it came together. Three of us got together, me as a director, and a friend of mine, Shin Koyamada, the actor, who had a part in Last Samurai, and also James West, the writer. And all three of us had known each other for a while. All three of us are martial artists. And we just got together over coffee and said, hey, what kind of project can we do that all three of us would get excited about? And started coming up with ideas. And then James went away and wrote it, and wrote the first 3 episodes. And we put it together, self-funded the first episode, and brought in a good DP and some good other actors. And this is what we came up with.
And how long did production take?
Well, we shot for a day and a half. It took a lot of planning and a lot of post. And this is, like a year after we shot, something like that.
Okay. And was this the first time you screened it, or?
Yes, this is the premiere screening.
Oh, well, nice.
We had a 30-second trailer that we put on Facebook, and we haven't posted this online yet. But yeah, we'll go up on YouTube and hopefully do a crowdfunding campaign to raise money for future episodes.
Excellent. Fantastic. How was your experience working on the film?
Ooh, thank you.
Musical mics.
It was a great experience working with Jeff and the writer, James. He really had vision for how he wanted the story to play out and how he wanted it to look. So, and I thought it looked beautiful. So, yay!
Yeah, we shot on an Alexa that the DP owns, so we were very fortunate to have a nice camera like that.
Yeah, that is fortunate. What were some of the challenges you had in producing the piece? In martial arts and everything else. Was it complicated trying to get what you wanted in a day and a half? I mean, that's a fairly quick production schedule.
It was. We were even more ambitious initially, that we tried to get everything in one day and had like 4 locations. And so we got behind and had to schedule an additional half day to get the bar location that she was in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a really good fight choreographer. He teaches Krav Maga over in Venice, and had a fight rehearsal with the actors. And yeah, Shin is a black belt in like 5 different styles. I trained in Kung Fu with him, but the other actor that's in the fight is a Golden Gloves boxer. And then Kevin Bruton, who's the guy the man in black who makes appearance in The Office, has a fight in, well, both the second and third episodes. And he's 5-time world champion kickboxer, but you didn't get to see his fight skills in the first episode.
Well, hopefully we all get to see those very soon. So, let's go back to CURIO, right? That's the one you guys worked on. How many locations did you actually shoot that film in?
Good question. We covered 2 states, 19 different locations, a couple thousand miles.
And how long was your production schedule?
Actually, yeah.
I like the laugh.
John Jefferson up on the screen, Christopher Sweeney right there. No, this was a grueling production schedule. It was supposed to take like a couple weekends, and it's taken a couple of years.
Okay, so definitely a labor of love.
There's one shot that took weeks to get.
Which one?
The mold.
Oh God, yeah.
The piece of bread molding to make ergot took weeks and weeks and weeks to get. It was. You might as well tell the story.
Yeah, we the story is that my wife Zoe Taylor wrote the movie, but in the
Zoe's up there in the
Zoe's
middle.
up there.
Stand up.
She also played.
There we go.
She played John Jefferson's mother in it, or no, my mother in it. That's right, Oliver's mother. Anyway, she eats some ergot, which is what the Salem witches ate, and it acts like LSD when you eat it, and it's mold on rye bread. We had this idea. We wanted to get a time lapse of rye bread molding to illustrate the story on the screen. Terrible idea to try and do.
Sounds easy.
Rye bread takes a while.
Well, The first bread we bought wouldn't mold. It had too many preservatives in it. Like we set up a camera for weeks and like it just would not mold. And then
The Frankenfoods that we're all eating. Yeah.
no, it was kind of scary. It was like this thing's just not molding, and I'm spraying it with bread, keeping a heater on it, or water, keeping a heater on it, won't mold. But then the next rye bread we bought, totally organic, molded very quickly. But then we were doing it in our garage, and we realized that we were spreading mold and ergot spores all throughout our garage while we filmed this stupid time lapse. And basically, it just became a hazardous waste site. So
The peculiar nature of filmmakers.
yeah,
Put ourselves
but
in
we,
all
you know,
sorts of weird
it was like
positions.
tending to something. We had to go in there and like water the bread every couple hours, and we were mold harvesters. More than movie makers, we're mold harvesters.
There was a cover over it to keep the flies out.
But that was your idea, yeah. Dave had the idea that we better build some kind of net to keep the bugs and the flies out, and so it was really strange. It looked like a mad scientist laboratory.
So was getting bread to mold the most challenging part of your film?
It was one of the most challenging things, honestly.
There were numerous challenges.
How difficult was it to shoot all that stuff out in the desert? Did you do that in the wintertime when it was cooler, or suffering?
That
in
was
the
done
heat?
in, most of the desert scenes were filmed in Death Valley, and we did it late spring, and it got up to about 105 out there, so it was pretty grueling. I mean, poor Christopher Sweeney here had to walk through the desert barefoot through most of it, and also carry the camera. We had a skeleton crew. At one point, it was like the Last Temptation of Chris, because he was walking up the sand dune with a 50-pound camera tripod and an Alexa in his hands, and we had all this gear to carry, and it was a grueling shoot. But his feet actually really did look like that. No, Brittany Slatterly up there did the makeup on the film as well as acted in the movie, and she did Chris's amazing messed up feet.
Just real quick, is there anything anybody in the audience would like to ask the filmmakers? Do you have any pressing questions that you want answered? Now's your chance. You don't always get this chance. The book. You, sir. You're his private PR guy.
There's a
There we
couple of
go.
questions up there.
The question is, after 2 years of making it, now what? Yeah, what's your ultimate distribution plan?
Short films are interesting because there is no real outlet for them. I think Netflix offers a short film channel or a stream, and I think Hulu does as well. But I was discussing it with my son this morning. You can't just go to a theater and see it like Godzilla for weeks on end. Short films, as we all know, they're hard to get out there. Besides festivals like this, ultimately it'll probably wind up on a Vimeo or YouTube channel, and hopefully people will enjoy it there. But next step is make another film. That's the next step. So it's 2 years on that was a long time.
Do you think that your next film will be kind of like a Western, like this one? Because this was epic. I loved it.
Oh, thank you. I loved your film as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like the Western genre. I think that it's a fun. I also like shooting in the desert, but now I think I want to make a snowy movie, like a movie up in Colorado. Like in the dead of winter.
You're a filmmaker of extremes.
Yeah, I would like.
That's what I'm
I like
getting.
to punish myself and all of the actors in my movies. Yeah, and the cameraman.
Barefoot in the snow.
Barefoot in the snow. That's the thing. Chris has got to walk 300 miles in the snow barefoot.
And what about yourself? What is your guys' ultimate plan, and what do you have coming up next?
Like I said, put it on YouTube and try to do crowdfunding to raise money for a couple more episodes. And also have a low-budget sci-fi feature that I have the writer in the audience. He came to check this out. So dealing with parallel universes, alternate realities.
Nice. You feel more encouraged now you've seen it on the big screen? The writer? Where is he? Is she there? You feeling good about it? Yeah? You got the thumbs up. Good. So, story. I'm really interested. You said that you guys were martial artists and you decided to do a story that would bring that martial arts to the film. How difficult was it to find the right story for that vehicle?
Yeah, the initial discussion was, do we want a drama or a comedy? And I think Shen kind of was leaning towards comedy originally. But James, the writer, and myself were more, no, let's do some type of a drama, a thriller. Maybe we can mix in kind of a, detective and bodyguard. And so we just did a lot of brainstorming. And James was supposed to be here but didn't make it this morning. He could tell you more about how he came up with a lot of the ideas, because the three of us pretty much brainstormed, and then he got the main ideas for the story and the other characters.
Okay. Well, that's all the time we have. So thank you guys very much for your time. Thank you for coming.